on the rolling green. Clubs in the bag, I've got a dream. From one
All right, good afternoon,
small
everybody. It
town-
is Monday, and we have found out that daylight savings time all over the world is very ineffective when it comes to planning. Because Wade and I were sitting here trying to figure out what time we're supposed to meet, but this is old Uncle Randy, and this is Golfers Golf and Travel. This is a preview show for the upcoming PGA show that's going to be in January 2026. Hard to believe we're talking about 2026. And Wade Huddleston with a unique invention. I think he's the inventor. I don't know. We're going to find out. But a company called Utilitee. Two E's at the end. Hey, Wade, how you doing?
Good. How are you today? Nice to
I'm
meet you.
doing good. Fine. Wade's coming to us all the way from Hawaii.
Yeah.
They're Oahu. And as I said, I'm 70 miles west of Chicago, and where he is the Chicago of the Pacific with all the traffic. Still, Hawaii is a beautiful place where we all want to go. So anyway, Wade, what's going on? What are you throwing all your money at these days? What's this invention you got going here?
Well, I'm going to introduce the product to you called the Utilitee, and basically it's just it's a quick clean golf tee tool, and it's used to clean the grooves, the club face, and golf ball. And actually, I came about inventing it was just through the love of chipping and practicing and things like that. And what I was needing, everybody's used a regular golf tee to clean the grooves and things like that. And so just chipping around the greens, my son and I, we practiced a lot. And so we just practicing a lot through all of this. And we just kind of, had a bulky towel that you carry around. But then I got kind of tired of doing that, especially when all I needed to do was just a little bit of clean. You know how your grooves get a little bit dirty. And so, normally you use a regular tee to wipe it, but then you were left with nothing to wipe it off with. So I decided to bring a piece of the golf towel over to the tip of a tee and just created the Utilitee.
Hold it up so we can see the whole. Do you have it in a clip? Is that what that is?
Right. Yes, that's just
there you go. I got you. Okay.
And here's one here. Hold it
right
there.
Yeah, there you go. That makes sense now.
Okay. Yeah. So it just has a regular tip. It has a notch for ergonomics, and then we have the Utilitee head to the top of it. And basically, this is just used to fit in your hand a little better than a regular tee would. And this is actually a custom color of mine. I make all of these colors are custom. These are airbrushed and handmade. Wow. And so, yeah, so that's just how it came about. Just needing that little bit instead of wiping it off with your shoe or the bottom of your shoe or something else, and so you can actually just clean the grooves. And also another really unique purpose we like about this, because there's not many things out there, is also to clean the golf ball with. So after you mark the golf ball, then you have this in your pocket with it's non-bulky. It's just like a regular tee. So you don't have any towel or any piece of towel dangling around, and then you can just clean your ball as needed. So, and that's basically it. So it's just basically just built out of convenience. I just kind of needed something to just pull out of my pocket real quick and go. So that's basically how it came about. I have many colors. That's under par red. Of course, I made this color and named it, so it's under par red. And then this is part of the opaque lines, and this one right here would be lucky greens.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it's opaque line. And then I also have some metallics, and this one is aluminum metallic. And I have several other named copper, black, gold. So I have about 15 to 20 different colors and styles. And then we move into America. So this one here is America.
Uh-huh.
Again, we have the sharpened point and the notch, and then the Utilitee microfiber top. And it's easily cleanable. You can actually dampen it, and it kind of improves the cleaning of it. And then, of course, we've got to put Scotland in there, right? So here's a Scotland.
Well, we don't have to, but I guess we can.
Just pay our respects, right? So, okay, so there we have that one.
Yeah. Now, are you Scottish, or are we just supporting the European Ryder Cup team?
Actually, I'm English, so I'm American basically.
Yeah, there you go.
But actually, I have all the countries that are popular where golf is. I have Japan, South Korea, and several others. So Pan Africa, I have that one. Those are going to be in the line. So I have about maybe probably 20 different styles that I'll be offering.
Yeah.
And
Have you ever been to the PGA show?
no, I haven't. This will be my first time, so I'm very excited.
Well, that's a long pull for you, getting from all the way from Wahoo, down to Orlando. That's what it'd be about 8.5. Well, let's see. Let me guess about that. It'd be about a 9. Well, going eastbound, yeah, about an 8-hour trip. Going back the other way, about a 10-hour trip, something like that. So it's a
Right. Yes, it's knocking on the door of 11 a lot of times, and that's just the straight flying time, not counting layovers.
yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
it's worth it.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. It could be my 43rd year. Somebody says 44th. I got to figure that out. It's either 43rd or 44th. So knocking on the door almost 50 years is hard to believe. I've been down there so many times. Now, do you have a booth all set up? You got a booth number that you want to divulge here?
Yes, we have a booth number 3819. So if anybody would like to come by, we definitely like to answer your questions and let you, take a few of them and use them and see what you think about them. And yeah, answer any of the questions. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
gonna be cool. Because now, how are you gonna sell them? What do you recommend? You're gonna have them in packs or buy the tea, or what's the?
actually they're sold in individual units. This is the package here. This is one that's called graffiti. And so I just painted that and it looks different colored graffitis. This is the under par red. And it also comes with, on this side is actually a ball marker. So on this side, the ball is a ball marker. And on the other side is a T file. So actually when your T gets a little bit dull, then you can, after you mark your ball with the utility ball marker, of course, and then you can turn it over. And then if your T gets a little dull, then you can take and sharpen it like this,
Very cool.
and it gets right back into the groove. So
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
yeah,
Yeah,
and thank
that's
you.
the hardest part. If you practice a lot, those grooves get compacted. That's for sure. No question about it.
They do, and everyone knows that if your grooves aren't clean, the ball's not going to spin like you want.
All right.
And we're pretty proud of the durability. This one here has been 18 months. I've used this very heavily. This has been like a prototype, kind of like a field unit that I've used just to kind of run through everything. And this one's copper metallic, and so we're really proud of the durability of it. I think people find it durable. But yeah, and it's kind of like fits in your pocket just like a regular tee, so you don't have anything bulky or anything like that hanging around. So that's kind of like, I don't want anything bulky in my pockets and getting in the way of my swing. So that's kind of like where I came with this part from. I think people enjoy it, being not heavy in your pocket.
Yeah, and there's so many new golfers, since COVID came around that, they're so new to the world of golf. I mean, they don't
Right.
they don't understand, clean grooves mean clean shots, and those grooves were put there for a reason. They've
Right.
there's been legislation against them back with square grooves and how big the grooves can be and how edgy the grooves can be. And the groove has been you think back the world of grooves and clubhead faces, you go back, I always go, I love the history of golf. And I've got some clubs in that bag over there that are actually, oh, I'll tell you what, I think 1540, a couple of them were made, and the technology they actually had in this one little bitty, it's like a 5 wood, but I mean, it's just a little itty bit. Well, the people were small
Right.
playing back then,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it had like a graphite. I picked it up and it looked like it had a graphite insert. I'm still not sure what it is, but it was all
Okay.
hand carved club, and just things pounded down around on it. And and I think about all those old clubs, and now today, you got to submit everything to the USGA, and you got to get your grooves into this and that, and
Right.
the ball only sticks on the face of the club for 32 10,000ths of a second, so you better keep those grooves clean.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. You don't want to make the game harder than what it is. And if you don't, do the basics, it can be a lot harder.
Yeah, I always tell everybody I had to give a talk one time that at the end of the season at the club I was at, sort of got myself in trouble. I'll forecast this a little bit, but this one wife was not happy with her husband. He played 300 rounds that summer, 300 rounds in the Midwest.
Okay.
That's almost like a job compared, and
Exactly.
so at the end of the year, she was just like, he's always out playing golf, blah, blah, blah. I said, honestly, golf is, if we took all, let's just assume he had 100 shots and he had 200 practice swings, and he had 300 rounds, and you do all the math on that. I said, roughly it's like, I don't know, 90 to 100,000 swings. But,
Right.
you got, let's say he shot 100, so it's 30,000 shots. And I said, Mrs. H, I'll just use her first letter. I said, ball only stays on the face of the club 32 10,000ths of a second. So honestly, if you define that as playing golf, he was only there about a second and a half. I don't know what the hell it's doing. So as the food was being thrown at me,
Yeah.
not happy with that, but really it's social. And that is, my point is that ball doesn't stick on that face very long. So you want to have those grooves be clean. And it's nice that people like yourself come up with something that's handy. Carve out a word and make sure you keep it in your pocket. So as I was reading, are those bamboo then, made out of bamboo, or what is it?
Yes, these are custom painted bamboo golf tees. Some of them are hardwood, but it'll be labeled hardwood, but most of them are bamboo. Yeah.
Great. Well, I'll tell you what, it's going to be really interesting. Can't wait to see you down at the show, and wish you all the success down there. Give us your booth number again, so everybody.
That'll be 3819. It's called the Utilitee.
The Utilitee. I love that.
Swing it. Come on by, and Randy, I'll have you one for yourself, so you can pick one out.
All right, I look forward to it. I'll be sure we're going to bring in our whole media trip. I'm going to be sending you a whole package of things we have going. So we stay in touch, and our whole media team will be there, and I'll give you a little bit of information more about what we're going to be doing between now and then. And after then, we produce magazines. My media team all over the world right now. I'm gonna interview the highest man in America on Wednesday.
Okay.
That sounds ludicrous, but he's climbing right now up Mount Whitney. He's part of our media team. He's at the 10,000-foot level.
Okay, you literally mean the highest guy.
Yeah,
right?
he is the high. He had 14,505 feet, and I guess it's snowing and a blizzard right now, but he's nuts. I've known him all my life. He's only 76 years old. Why would he stay home? Yeah,
wow. Why would you?
But it's going to be a great interview, and the rest of my team's all over. I got people in, let's see where they're at today. They just left Turkey. They're going to Greece and then to Italy. And then my London Grace, who's an actress, saw her son take over command in Germany. And so she's traveling Western Europe. So old Uncle Randy gets to stay home and work, and the rest of them. So anyway, I'll look forward to seeing you down there. I really appreciate your taking the time, your joy, and we'll look forward to seeing you in person at the PGA show January 2026. And the Utilitee and this crazy guy inventing things for golf. What do you think? Anyway, old Uncle Randy. Yeah, no, it's great. This is old Uncle Randy, and as my grandfather said, always leave a better footprint, because you never know who's going to be looking at you on the other side. So
I agree with you.
There you go. Anyway, guys, have a great day. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That open up hearts. Kindness don't cost you a nickel, but it'll buy